Hello and welcome all to the 12th part of the series on self exploration. Joining the dots, contemplating, comprehending, and sharing it with you all raw. All that sounds great is the grace of all those who bless me, and all that sounds not so great is my limitation. So let's get going. This way or that. There are several confusions in our mind about the choices we make, about the options we take in life. This is a little light-hearted effort to address some of such questions. One question that arises in the minds of most of us is that, had it not been like this in my life, how would have been my life at this point? Had I taken that option instead of this at that time, where would I have been just now? If I was not passing through this phase, then where would I have been right now? We keep contemplating on this question so many times. अगर ऐसे ना होता तो कैसे होता? इस दौर से ना गुजरता होता तो मैं कहाँ होता? Well, all the mystics of yesteryears and today are always telling us to stay in the present. The present is the biggest present that is being given to us. So there is no point in thinking what would have happened in the past that would have created what kind of future for me. The best way to live is, this is the moment in my hand, and how can I make the best of it? How can I enjoy it the best? Live one moment at a time, one breath at a time, and live it to the best of your capacities. Push your limits to the highest every minute you live, and all choices that you will make will be the best possible choices. This is another question that often nags us, particularly when we land in some trouble or we get into some catch. That instead of this option, if I had taken that option in my life, would I have been in a better position? Would I have not landed in pain or trouble like now? At least a little lesser than the trouble I'm going through right now. Should I have taken that option? कोई दूसरा रास्ता चुनता तो क्या कुछ बेहतर होता? तब क्या कोई गम ना होता या फिर इससे कम होता? Once again, when we are living each breath, each moment in our hand. The best what we can, in total connectivity with the higher intelligence. The key is not to lose the total connectivity. When we travel through the train, in earlier times, there used to be a pantograph on the head of the train that used to be connected to the cable above. As long as the pantograph is connected to the cable, the train runs successfully. Our pantograph, our antennas tone to the higher intelligence. Every moment we will get some guidance from within when you ask your true self. And your true self always gives us the most correct advice, the most correct option. It may not be favorable for that moment, but if you listen to that option, the divine option that comes to us from within, it is the best option. So if I have taken the best option in every moment of my life, on some other path also, there will be some pains and troubles. There is no path on which there is no rough patch. So whichever way I would have gone, I would have had some share of pain and of course some pleasure both. When we feel convinced at this, we don't feel desperate for not having taken some option in the past. The past is gone, the present is in my hand. If I make my present best, my future is automatically going to become the best. Whenever we feel whether I should have taken that option, imagine if you were in that option, if you had chosen that option, maybe you would have felt that I should have taken this option. For example, you land up in a business and at some point you feel, instead of doing a business, should I have served some bigger company? Maybe if you are serving a bigger company or if you are in service, you may feel, should I have done a business? But I cannot do both the things at the same time, no? I can't be married and not married at the same time. I cannot eat the cake and have it also at the same time. I can either live like this or live like that. That is our common understanding. या तो मैं ऐसे जीता या फिर वैसे जीता. ऐसे जीते जीते वैसे भी मैं कैसे जी कर देखता? How could I live both the lives at the same time? This is what our common feeling is, and which is very true in our understanding. But the quantum understanding actually gives a very evolved explanation of incidences and times. It is a very complex thought for our common minds to understand. But in the quantum understanding of matter and energy, it is said that we can live multiple lives at the same time. In fact, We are living that type of life also when we are living this type of a life in this time. But because our conscience or consciousness is in this life right now, I am feeling that I am living this life and have missed out on that life. When I put my consciousness on that life, I will be living that kind of life. Quantum says where you put your attention, it comes to life. And when you remove your attention, it is not there. A complex understanding, but it is catching a lot of attention. So, I can eat my cake and have it too. We just need to raise our universal conscience to that level where we can exist as multiple entities in the same time, or we are existing in all the times, the past, present and future, where time is like a tunnel and we are passing through it, and incidences are there. If we can go to the past, we live that past. If we can go to the future, we live that future. And if we can go to the adjacent lanes, we are present in the adjacent lanes at the same time. Little complicated, but accepted and acknowledged by the experts today, the quantum understanding. This is a very common consolation given to most of us. Whenever, particularly, we are running through unfavorable times, this is a constant belief that is given to us that whatever is happening for best. Don't worry. Something good will come out of this. This has come to teach you something. So, experts, seniors always try to console us. Whether this is true or no, but if we can accept that, if we can take it on, we will definitely have a lot of relief instead of getting into the boiling pot of desperation, frustration, grief. It is always good to pacify ourselves with the belief that whatever is happening is good, is for good. जो भी हो जैसे भी है होता बस अच्छे के लिए होता. सही हो या गलत, जो ये मान ले वो सुकून जरूर है पाता. We definitely get a lot of relief with this belief. And sometimes, if harmless beliefs are going to pacify us and going to make us relaxed, it's okay. It's okay to be happy than to be right or wrong many times. If this makes me happy, let me be happy. Many a times, predictors, astrologers predict some dangers for us. That the coming time is not good for you. You may have some ailment or there may be some conflict in your life with your parents, with your spouses, with your children, or you may go through a financial crisis. And then a common man gets into a panic and starts praying and following all kinds of beliefs so that the bad thing does not happen to me. And then nothing wrong happens. Financial crisis doesn't come. There is no fight with the spouse. Whatever prediction the astrologer has given doesn't come true. Now, the believer says that the bad thing did not happen to me because I prayed. And the non-believer says, nothing was going to happen. These astrologers make up stories and earn money. There is no proof to the fact that something wrong was going to happen and it has not happened. Truly, there is no proof to this. But the seeker knows the power of surrender. If I have sensed some danger on the corner, I have reached that point, but nothing major happened in my life and I was saved. This is the belief of a believer. This is the power of the surrender. And only a seeker can feel this divine love which is beyond his destiny. There is no proof for this, for sure. Yes, there is no proof to these things. Nobody can prove them, but the bliss that a seeker experiences on surrender is only something that one can experience. It cannot be given to someone else. It cannot be made to experience to someone else unless he falls in that trance and he experiences it himself. A very common example cited so many times that one has to eat a mango to know the taste of mango. Another person cannot give him that taste of mango. भरोसे का ये वास्ता जो रख सके तैर जाता. Whoever can keep this belief will sail through in such a way that only he will know what it was, because these are the paradigms beyond expressions. These are the paradigms that come when you cross the boundaries. No one can explain the ecstasy and the showers of divine love in that state. It is a matter of experience. It is a matter of self-exploration and reaching that point. The trust and the immeasurable bliss needs to be tasted. No words, no proofs can ever give the enriching experience. These are some of the most common questions that pop up in our minds, and we get disturbed, we get confused with these questions. But if we can delve deep within ourselves, we do get the most correct answers from within. Stay tuned for some more such explorations. Thank you for watching.